This is probably a project that will come back to bite me, but we have a little bit older house that's been renovated a few times. And one of the renovations they did was to put a new heat system in. And when they did that, they put in new registers. But they didn't take out the old registers. So there's a lot of dummy registers inside of the house that just don't work. And they're pretty ugly looking. So the wife suggested that I go ahead and build some registers because they were off size and you can't find these things in the local hardware store. So online she found a few of these and they were like $21 each. We needed 5 of them, so that would be about $105. And that's not bad, but you know, with the tools that I have, there's a capability to produce something that's unique and something I wanted. So I did volunteer maybe 2 years ago to do this. Well, I did it. And 2 years later, we're here. And she says, hey, are you going to ever get around to doing these things? So I says, yeah, I'm done. So I'm done with my boxes, so I decided to go ahead and do this project. And it took me about a day and a half to get the 5 registers done. 4 of them are dead so that there's no air coming through them. And then there is one that's odd, off size, that air does come through, so I had to do that one differently. So this exercise will show some of the little design I made and go through the whole process to the end. So I hope you enjoy it. It was interesting and I would never do this project again. Buy the registers. Thank you. So this is what we got after the first run, and we've got a nice little cut down here. This will fit the register hole. And now what we're going to do is break out the register itself. And that's going to be a contour program that I run using the Linux CNC, which is over here. So this is the contour program. And I'm going to execute it by just hitting the R key. And that should do a contour around the peripheral . So what we have here now is everything is cut out, so we're just going to take this off and take all the clamps off. And we have pretty much the cutouts that I wanted. So the tabs are here that I programmed. So the next step is just to pull it off and to trim off the tabs. I can do that on a saw or a bandsaw or whatever. I'll probably use that. This next step is putting the patterns in. When it gets done, we get these, and I just do a small sand, and that's it. And the only other thing I got to do now is I put it on the router to put a rounding edge on the edge. That's it. That's a 1/2-inch bit cutting through oak to make a grate. For this next step, we're going to use the router bit, and we're going to put a round edge over here to just dull it a little bit. Now we have a nice edge here all around. That's not as sharp. All right. So the final step is staining. So I had sanded this down, with 150 and 200, so it's good enough. This is a staining pad, and I've got some red oak stain here. So you just got to apply it liberally. And then in the areas that need a little bit of work, sponge it in. Just make sure all the areas are covered that you need. Okay, so that's it. So now it's stained, and I just wait a few minutes and then I wipe it dry. And it doesn't take long, and I use a different cloth to do the wipe dry. Okay, and then just get in the crevices here. Let's make sure there's not a lot left over in here. Most of it will dry out anyways. But, the less that you have to do to get the stuff done, it's better, especially if you're going to charge your wife a fortune for what you're doing. Okay, so voila, another piece stained. And they look too good, so instead of doing this and that's it, we're going to go ahead and we're going to paint the insides black, flat black. And that's going to emulate what the laser looked like, I hope. And we'll see how it goes from there. If I don't get enough paint on me. So I'm just going to put enough paint here to get us through this one, and here we go. And that's it, wrap. I got 3 more of these to do. This will dry up and be nice and flat. I'll show you a picture of that at the end.